February, you called on Keir Starmer to resign. You said the leadership in Downing Street has to change. Have you changed your mind?
Look, I said what I said in February. I stand by it. I don't recoil from it for a moment. But as you can imagine, the next 48 hours, my focus is on changing the First Minister of this country and the occupant of Butte House, because that's what's going to make a meaningful difference to people's lives in this election campaign. So, again, I'm saying directly to voters in Scotland, I get many of you are disappointed and angry. I share that anger and disappointment. Yes, that might be some of it pointed towards the UK, but there's a lot of that disappointment and anger directed to a failing SNP government too.
So I understand that.
This election is not an endorsement. Is not an endorsement of Keir Starmer. Sorry, Sophie.
Sorry, continue. You say it's not an endorsement of Keir Starmer.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make, is every vote for me and Scottish Labour in this election is not an endorsement of Keir Starmer. It won't be used as an endorsement of Keir Starmer. It is choosing who the First Minister is. Because this election is not about passing judgment on 2 years of a Labour government, it's about passing judgment on 20 years of an SNP government. And I can get why commentators in Westminster and even politicians in Westminster might want to think about what this election means for Westminster, but this is not a free hit for us in Scotland. It's not an election without consequence. Okay. It's not a protest. It's about our schools, our hospitals, our towns, cities, villages and islands, and they need a new government in Scotland.
I understand. I absolutely understand the importance of the Scottish Parliament elections. You're right to make that point. But if I may, just on Keir Starmer, because you say you don't recoil from what you said back in February. So you still think that he needs to go? Do you think he needs to go, this year? Is that what you're still making that call for him to go?
Well, as I said, I stand by what I said. I don't recoil from it. And as people know, as I said at the time, and I've said many times since, the tipping point for me was the Mandelson scandal. It's just something that I simply wasn't willing to defend. He never should have been considered as the ambassador. He never should have been appointed the ambassador. And I ultimately believe he is a traitor to the country. But as you can imagine, 40 hours from an election where we are choosing the government in Scotland and choosing the First Minister, that is my relentless focus.